Hi everyone, this is Veronica. Today our topic of discussion is on Patent Prosecution Highway PPH program. So here we'll discuss about intellectual property rights also and what is this particular program. For my video updates and queries you can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook because I feel together we can make a difference. Now, what is the relevance of this topic in your exams? It will be covered in your mains paper 3, intellectual property rights. At objective level, you should be clear about what is Patent Prosecution Highway program, and at subjective level IPR protection in India. So we'll discuss, after discussing this PPH, we'll discuss the IPR also. See, in what context today we are studying this? Because the Union Cabinet has approved the proposal for adoption of Patent Prosecution Highway program. And about this PPH, see, the Patent Prosecution Highway PPH, it is basically a set of initiatives for providing accelerated patent prosecution procedures by sharing information between some patent offices. So, for example, if somebody has invented something, so such information will be shared between the offices because it will help to speed up the process. So, the program would run by Indian Patent Office under the Controller General of Patents, Designs and Trademark with patent offices of various other interested countries and the regions who would like to share information with each other. So it will initially commence between JPO, that is Japan Patent Office, and Indian Patent Office on the pilot basis. So whenever we start a big project, we firstly try to see whether it is a success or not. So we run it on a pilot basis. So for the pilot basis, only Japan Patent Office and Indian Patent Office are participating for the periods of 3 years only. And under this pilot program, Indian Patent Office may receive patent applications in certain specified technical fields only. For example, like in electrical, electronics, computer sciences, information technology, physics, civil, mechanical, textiles, automobiles, metallurgy, etc. So the patent offices will frame their own guidelines for implementation of the program. Now see, what will be the benefits of this program? It will help to reduce the time, which was initially they used to take too much time to dispose the patent application. So it will be reduced. And then there are many cases which are pending. So it will reduce the pendency of the patent applications also. Then the quality of search and examination of patent applications will also improve. So an opportunity. So here we find a good opportunity for Indian inventors, including MSMEs and startups of India, to get accelerated examination of their patent applications in Japan. So you can see here there are a lot of benefits of PPH for Indian scientists and inventors or anywhere whoever is going to file a patent application in India. We'll discuss about the IPRs, that is intellectual property rights. So already we have discussed now about the PPH, but here we are talking about the patent. So now it comes under the ambit of IPR, intellectual property rights. So what are intellectual property rights? These are the rights which are given to the persons over the creations of the mind. So here basically the thing is to protect the idea, because idea is priceless. So here we are trying to protect the creation of minds, inventions, literary and artistic works, symbols, names, images which are used in business. So they usually give the creator an exclusive right over the use of his or her creation for a certain period of time. So these rights are outlined in Article 27 of Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which provides for the right to benefit from the protection of moral and material interest which results from the authorship of scientific, literary or artistic productions. So this importance of intellectual property was first recognized in 1883 by Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property, and even the Berne Convention for the Protection of Literary and Artistic Works in 1886 it was adopted. So both treaties are administered by WIPO. WIPO is World Intellectual Property Organization. Intellectual Property Organization, right? So now see, this intellectual property rights are customarily divided into two areas. So first area is this copyright and rights related to copyright. Second is industrial property. So copyright and rights related to the copyright, the rights here under this its ambit, the rights of authors of literary and artistic works. So let me write here, it's about the literary work and your artistic work. So what it includes, for example, your books, then any other writings, musical composition will come under it, paintings can get a protection under this, sculpture, okay, then your computer programs and even your films, okay. So they are protected by copyright for a minimum of 50 years after the death of the author. So now coming to industrial property. So industrial property, it can be divided into two main areas. First is protection of distinctive signs in particular. For example, there are trademarks, then geographical indications. So about geographical indications, I've already made few videos. So trademarks distinguish goods and services, okay, of one undertaking from those of other undertakings. And geographical indications, obviously they identify good as originating in a place. So here the place is very important, where a given characteristic of a good is essentially attributable to its geographical origin. For example, you have Kolhapuri chappals, right? So the protection of such distinctive sign aims to stimulate the and ensure fair competition and to protect the consumers also. And this protection may last indefinitely provided the sign in question continues to be indistinctive. And then the other one is the industrial designs. Industrial designs. So here even your trade secrets come, okay. So other types of industrial property, they are protected primarily to stimulate innovation, design and the creation of technology. So in this category fall inventions which are protected by patents, your industrial designs and trade secrets. Now the question is, what is the need of IPR? The progress and the well-being of humanity, it basically rests on its capacity to create and invent new works in the areas of technology and culture. Do you agree? So this need comes because it encourages the innovation. If you get a legal protection of new creations, it will encourage your commitment to additional resources for further innovation. Then it will lead to economic growth, because the promotion and protection of intellectual property, it will lead to economic growth. It will create new jobs, industries and enhances the quality and enjoyment of life. Then it will safeguard the rights of creators also. So IPR is required to safeguard the creators and other producers of their intellectual commodity, goods and services by granting them certain time limited rights to control the use made of the manufactured goods. So basically it promotes innovation and creativity. So it ensures that the ease of doing business becomes very much easy and affordable. Ultimately, it facilitates the transfer of technology in the form of foreign direct investment, joint ventures and licensing. So talking about India and IPR, India is already a member of WTO, that is World Trade Organization, and we are committed to the agreement, that is TRIPS agreement. TRIPS agreement, I will write the full form here. You should always know the full form of TRIPS. It's trade related aspects of intellectual property. Okay, that is a TRIPS agreement. So India is also member of WTO and WIPO, a body responsible for the promotion of protection of intellectual property rights throughout the world, that is WIPO. I already told you the full form, you can tell me in the comment box. So India is also a member of the following important, so here I have listed some of the important WIPO administered international treaties and convention relating to IPRs. There are few, but there are many others also. So we already have national IPR policy. So this policy was adopted in May 2016 as a vision document to guide future development and IPRs in the country. So here the clarion is creative India, innovative India. So this is also very important. Then it sets in place an institutional mechanism for implementation, monitoring and review, it aims to incorporate and adapt global best practices to the Indian scenario. Then we have our own objectives like IPR awareness and outreach and promotion. So to create public awareness about the economic, social and cultural benefits of IPRs among all the sections of society. This is one of the objective. Then generation of IPRs to stimulate the generation of IPRs, obviously. Then legal and legislative framework to have strong and effective IPR laws. This is very important objective, which balance the interest of rights of the owners with larger public interest. Then administration and management is one objective, to modernize and strengthen service oriented IPR administration. Then commercialization of, here I missed IPRs, because it will get value of IPR through commercialization. Then enforcement and adjudication, that means to strengthen the enforcement and adjudicatory mechanisms for combating IPR infringements. So if there is a problem between the two parties, speed up, fast track processes should take place. This is one objective. And human capital development, because it will lead to strengthen and expand human resources, institutions and capacities for teaching, training, research and skill building in the IPR. So now we'll talk about way forward. Like, what is the way forward? See, promoting and so here I'll write, you should know what we're discussing. We're discussing the way forward, because obviously we have certain issues with the IPR thing in our country. So we should try to promote an environment of innovations in the school. The academic curriculum need to be rebooted, because we see global innovation index, although our rank is being increased every year, but still we need to be in top 10 somewhere, and it would require a lot of effort. So we should try to promote an environment of innovation in the school. Academic curriculum needs to be rebooted in our country. A proper resolution mechanism for resolving IPR related issues should be there. So India will be unable to take full advantage of transformative benefits of a legal IP system unless and until it addresses gaps in its IP laws and regulation, which is very important, because success of India's flagship program, like we have Make in India, we have Startup India. Okay, so it depends on the boost of innovation ecosystem with better IPR safeguardings. So to conclude, I would say India has actually made a number of changes in IPR regime to increase efficiency and has cut down the time required to issue patents. So the program we discussed today between Japan and India on a pilot basis, it is one of the effort. The culture of innovation is taking center stage in the country. So India is well poised to focus on research and development also. So in order to have an efficient and equitable intellectual property system, we can help all countries to realize intellectual property potential as a catalyst for economic development and social and cultural well-being. So this is all about today's lecture. Thank you.